Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Plymouth Life Centre for the Elite Junior Diving Championships 2025. This afternoon will include our final preliminary, the girls and boys group C 3 metre, which will run together. Can I ask you to put your hands together for our officials for this event? Our referee is Sarah Barrow. And our judges, Sally Freeman, Lexi Bushnell, Frankie DiCello, Lindsay Fraser and Dan Murphy.
I have the referee's permission, and the first diver is on the board. Lucas Bishop, City of Leeds, inward dive straight. Please hold the ball. Apologies, we've just got a bit of a technical issue. Talk amongst yourselves. Apologies on 3 metre. We'll be with you shortly. Okay, I'll re-announce Lucas Bishop, City of Leeds. Back dive fight. Four and a half, 5, 4.5, 5. Harry Westbury, Plymouth Diving, inward 1.5 somersaults, pipes. Five and a half, 6, 6, 6, 5. Broken gate for City of Leeds, inward 1.5 somersaults, pipes. 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Phoenix Victoria Hopkins, Sandwell Diving, forward 1.5 somersaults, piped. Six, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Francesco Pellegrini, Italy, forward 1.5 somersaults, piped. Six and a half, 6.5, 7, 7, 7. Isla Applin, Plymouth Diving, inward 1.5 somersaults, piped. with another little gremlin. I'm so sorry. We'll be with you in just a moment. I do apologise for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll re-announce Isla Applin, Plymouth Diving, inward 1.5 somersaults, piked. Six, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Apologies. Aurora Machnic from Italy, forward 1.5 somersaults, piked. Seven, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5, 6.5. Emily Costello, City of Leeds, back 1.5 somersaults, say half twist, position 3. One and a half, 4, 4.5, 3.5, 1. Melissa D'Alberto, Italy, forward 1.5 somersaults, piked. Six, 5.5, 5, 4.5, 5.5. Flow hold, City of Leeds, forward dive piked. Two and a half, 3, 4.5, 4.5, 5. Willow Castevan McGrath, City of Sheffield, forward 1.5 somersaults, piked. 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6, 5.5. Ella Sweet, Southampton diving, forward 1.5, somersaults, pikes. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Beatrice Calvini, Italy, forward 1.5, somersaults, pint. 7.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 7. Olivia Leslie, Aberdeen diving, forward 1.5, somersaults, pint. 4.5, 5, 5, 5, 5.5. Alice Donadonna, Italy, forward 1.5, somersaults, pint. 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 7.5. Round 2, Lucas, reverse knife, pint. 5.5, 4.5, 6, 5, 6. Harry, back dive, pint. 6, 5, 5, 6, 5. Brogan, forward 1.5, somersaults, 1 twist, position free. 4.5, 4.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Phoenix, inward dive, pint. 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Francesco, back dive, pint. 6.5, 6, 6, 6, 6. Isla, back dive, pint. 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Aurora, inward 1.5, somersaults, pint. 6.5, 6.6. Emily, forward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6. Melissa, inward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5. Flow, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position 3. 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Willow, back dive, pike. 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Ella, inward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 6, 6.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5. Beatrice, inward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 6.5, 7, 7, 7, 6. Olivia, inward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 7, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 8. Alice, inward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6, 6.5. Round 3, Lucas, forward 1.5 somersaults, pike. 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6. Harry, reverse dive, pike. 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Brogan, forward dive, height. 5, 4.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5. Phoenix, back 1.5, somersaults with tuck. 5, 5, 6.5, 6.5, 5. Francesco, reverse dive, height. 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 6. Isla, reverse dive, height. 5, 5.5, 5, 5, 5.5. Aurora, back dive, height. 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5. Emily, back dive, height. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Melissa, back dive, height. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 4.5. Flow, inward 1.5, somersaults, height. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5, 5.5. Willow, reverse dive, height. 7.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 7. Ella, back dive, height. 5.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5. Beatrice, back dive piked. Four, 4.5, 4.5. Olivia, back dive piked. 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Alice, back dive piked. 6, 7, 6.5, 6, 6. Round 4, Lucas, inward 1.5 somersaults piked. 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6. Harry, forward 1.5 somersaults piked. 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Brogan, back dive piked. 4.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 5. Phoenix, reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 4.5, 5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Francesco, inward 1.5 somersaults piked. 6, 6, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Isla, forward 1.5 somersaults piked. 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 5. Aurora, reverse dive piked. 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Emily, reverse dive piked. 2.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 5. Melissa, reverse knife piked. 5, 5, 5, 5.5, 5. Flow, back dive with tuck. 6, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6. Willow, inward 1.5, somersaults, piked. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Ella, reverse knife piked. 4.5, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Beatrice, reverse dive piked. 5.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5, 5.5. Olivia, reverse knife piked. 2.5, 3.5, 3, 2.5, 2.5. Alice, reverse knife piked. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Round 5, Lucas, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. Five, 5.5, 6, 4.5, 5. Harry, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Rogan, reverse knife piked. 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5. Phoenix, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist, position free. 6, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Francesco, back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. 5.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Isla, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Aurora, back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. 6.5, 7, 7, 7, 6.5. Emily, inward 1.5 somersaults, piked. 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5. Melissa, back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Flow, reverse knife with tuck. 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6. Willow, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. 6, 6, 6.5, 7, 6. Ella, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. 5.5, 6, 6, 6, 5. Beatrice, back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. 7, 7, 7, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Olivia back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. Five, 6.5, 5.5, 4.5, 5.5. Alice back 1.5 somersaults, a half twist, position free. Six and a half, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Round 6, Lucas, forward 2.5 somersaults, pint. 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Harry, forward 2.5 somersaults, pint. 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6. Brogan, forward 2.5 somersaults, pint. 3.5, 4.5, 5, 4, 3.5. Phoenix, forward 1.5 somersaults, 2 twists, position free. Six, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7. Francesco, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, position free. 3, 4, 4, 3, 4.5. Isla, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. 4.5, 5.5, 4, 3.5, 4. Aurora, forward 2.5 somersaults, pint. 4.5, 5, 5.5, 4, 4.5. Emily, reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 2, 3.5, 2, 2, 2. Melissa, back 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 4.5, 4, 3.5, 4.5, 4. Flow, back 1.5 somersaults, pite. 5, 5, 5, 3.5, 4.5. Willow, forward 2.5 somersaults, pite. 7, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5. Ella, forward 2.5 somersaults, pite. 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 6. Beatrice, back 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 6.5, 6.5, 6, 7, 5.5. Olivia, back 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Alice, reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 6, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 6. Round 7, Lucas, back 2.5 somersaults with tuck. 6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Harry, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, position 3. 5, 5.5, 4.5, 6, 5.5. Brogan, back 1.5 somersaults, height. 5, 6, 4, 5, 4.5. Phoenix, forward 2.5 somersaults, height. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Francesco, forward 2.5 somersaults, height. 6.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 7. Isla, forward 2.5 somersaults, height. 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Aurora, inward double somersault with tuck. 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5, 5. Emily, back 1.5 somersaults, height. 4.5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5.5. Melissa, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position 3. 4.5, 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Flow, reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 5, 4.5, 5, 5, 4.5. Willow, reverse 1.5 somersaults with tuck. 2, 4, 3.5, 2.5, 3.5. Ella, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Five and a half, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5. Beatrice, forward 1.5 somersaults, 1 twist, position free. Six, 6.5, 6.5, 5, 6. Olivia, forward 2.5 somersaults, pite. Five, 5, 5, 4.5, 5. Alice, back 1.5 somersaults, pite. Four, 5, 4, 4.5, 4.5. Final round of dives. Lucas Bishop, City of Leeds, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Six, 6.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6. Harry Westbury, Plymouth Diving, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Five and a half, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5. Broken Gainfort, City of Leeds, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Five, 5, 5, 4.5, 5. Phoenix, Victory Hopkins, Sandwell Diving, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Four, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Francesco Pellegrini, Italy, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Five, 6, 6, 4.5, 4.5. Isla Aplin, Plymouth Diving, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twist, position free. 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 5.5. Aurora Machnich, Italy, back 1.5 somersaults, Pite. Five and a half, 5, 5.5, 5, 5. Emily Costello, City of Leeds, forward 2.5 somersaults, Pite. Six, 5.5, 6. Melissa D'Alberto, Italy, forward 2.5 somersaults, Pite. Two and a half, 3.5, 3, 3.5, 3.5. Flo Hall, City of Leeds, forward 2.5 somersaults, Pite. Three and a half, 4.5, 4.5, 2.5, 3. Willowke Stephen McGrath, City of Sheffield, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, position free. Six, 5.5, 6, 6, 6. Ella Sweet, Southampton diving, back 1.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists, position free. Five and a half, 4, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Beatrice Calvani, Italy, forward 2.5 somersaults, Pite. Six, 7, 7, 6, 6. Olivia Leslie, Aberdeen diving, inward 2.5 somersaults with tuck. Four, 4, 5.5, 3.5, 4. Alice Donadonna from Italy, forward 2.5 somersaults, Pite. 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Thank you, divers. Thank you, judges. Thank you, recorders. We'll just have the results in a moment.